minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Alrighty.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, sir. How are y'all doing?
Welcome to the MACM podcast. Make a culture move. Yes.
Yes, sir. So welcome to our MACM Make a Culture Move podcast, where we cover everything from social injustice to social and funny trends. I am your host. We are your hosts. I apologize.
I'm like,
Mark Jonathan.
All him by himself.
Mark Jonathan, and to my right we have
Tabitha
and one more over.
Janice.
So just before we get started, and I know y'all see the froze.
Bro Friday.
You feel me? I know y'all see the froze.
Lots.
Look, Janice, could you give us our disclaimer before we get started?
Okay, we talk about a lot of controversial, a lot of hot topics here on the Make a Culture Move podcast. Not all the things we talk about represent MACM as a whole, so just keep that in mind as you watch and learn what's going on in your local news.
And as you guys know, on Friday we try to do our frozen fries or frozen food, really. So today, what we eating today, Mark?
Man, we got some tacos. Do you remember the store?
I don't, but
it's down the street.
But it's on Bruce, Randolph, and
Yes.
York. Yes, it's like on the corner. Mm-hmm.
But yes, I don't know if
He got those tacos. Yes, tacos. Yes, yes. And I have a torta.
A little overpriced.
Oh, man, I ain't gonna lie.
I got my torta over here, but it looks better than those dollar tacos. I'm not even gonna lie. So yeah.
From Downing? Okay, I'm not talking
from Downing. I'm talking.
Okay.
About
I'm like, Downing.
Because I be getting those ones at that place down the street from your house. They're like $1, but they're like real. They don't have that much meat and stuff on it. So
yeah, girl, because that's a restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes.
So as we get started, we have Janice doing her normal segment of job opportunities and just opportunities in general. What
Just
you got
opportunities. So last week we talked a little bit about living with your parents. That's one of the biggest opportunities we pass up as young adults because we are so ready to move out of the house once we hit 18 that we don't realize the asset our parents really are in helping us save that money and, things of that nature. We only think of the bad side of it, the embarrassing part of living with your parents. So really quickly, I'm going to show you guys a video.
Okay, and what can you describe this video and what we're going to be seeing?
So we're going to be talking about the embarrassing, this video up here. We're going to be talking about the embarrassing part about living with your parents. Yes. So he's going to go into detail about it.
Okay.
So yes.
Dead space though. So anyway,
These tacos are bomb.
Right.
To return your ballot, review all instructions carefully.
Were they worth the money? Were they worth it?
They weren't worth the money.
He said, "Don't ask him that." That's not okay. So we're about to get into this video. Again, viewer discretion is advised. I'm just kidding. I don't know about that, but.
He curses a little bit.
I always say viewer discretion is advised because you never know. Y'all might be.
I need y'all to start clapping for the next to blow. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up for Spencer Neal.
It's ugly outside, but it's okay though. I'm gonna try to enjoy every day that I'm out the house because my parents are applying a lot of pressure right now for me to get out. my dad really thinks 24 is too old to be living at the house and shit. And he don't know that I'm actually ready to leave too. You know what I'm saying? I'm really ready to go. It's my money that's not ready. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as me and my money get on the same page, we'll get the fuck out of your house. But until then, like, I'm posted. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing I can do, bro. Like, he's starting to complain about shit that I can't even control no more. Like, he complaining about toilet paper now, like, telling me shit like shitness for niggas with jobs and responsibilities and shit like that. Fuck your shit so much for? It's toilet paper, Dad. Like, my life sucks, but it's like, it's whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I be trying to tell him, like, I'm a comedian and shit. But it's cool. I want him to accept the fact that I may not be shit in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I accepted it early. I accepted it at 24. And I think that's good, because there's somebody here that may be 30, 40, 50 years old that ain't shit and don't even know it yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some people in here that's still waiting on their moment, and I'm just here to let y'all know, for there to be winners, has to be some losers. You know what I'm saying? That's real, bro. Like, if everybody was number one, there wouldn't be a need for the rest of the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about it. If everybody's special, nobody is. Like,
Yes. So that was Spencer Neal. We just wanted to get that aspect of, living with your parents is hard. They're going to be complaining about using the bathroom too much, things of that nature, going to show random baby pictures to people you may bring over. So just be prepared for that. I would like for your input, Mark. Have you ever been embarrassed by your parents?
He's still listening.
Absolutely. I did, as my coworker just said, I do still live with my parents, and thank God they've been a blessing to me. Just with them allowing me to pay certain bills and me like learning that type of aspect is gonna give me the opportunity to be able to provide once I have my family. But to her question, if you know anything about my mother, any chance she gets to embarrass me, she will. Just because I'm her baby, like she'll pull up the baby pictures. Her lock screen is me as a baby. So that just goes to show you.
Mama boy stuff.
Wow,
Listen, I love my mother. I ain't ashamed of it.
That's a wonderful segue into this article that talks about 28-year-olds living with their parents. And, should they or should they not be paying rent at 28 years old is the question, and things of that nature. So we're going to get into that, get into paying bills at your parents' house. Okay, so let's go.
But you should definitely do at 28.
Okay, so go down all the way. Keep going. Wait up. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, right over here. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so those with student loans. Let me see, actually. Okay, so many adult children who live at home are not paying rent. And this is all talking about 28-year-olds, 30-year-olds. The survey found that those who do pay to live at home are shelling out an average of about $500 per month, which is good, and many are making it an extended stay. A majority of young millennials, 56%, stay for 1 to more than 2 years. For both children and parents in this situation, it is important to set goals. So just to talk about Mark's point where he was saying, yeah, they're helping me pay, get into the
paying bills.
Get into the pattern of paying bills and adulting and all that stuff. So I really think that it's important to start goal setting while you're living in your parents' house. Start paying those bills. Start adulting, because if you don't, you won't be ready. But let's talk about 28 years old, living with my parents. Should I be paying rent at this point?
The fact that you even got to ask that question says a lot more about you than you not paying rent. I ain't even gonna lie. But what do y'all think about that?
28 years old. I'm 25, y'all. Just
She
a
on her
disclaimer out
rent.
there. I do.
So
But just saying, like, at 28, that's 3 years above me. And I've been paying rent since I was like 17, man. 17. I had to pay what I weigh. in the house. Like, and even then, people are still like stressing me out about getting my benefits. So I'm just kind of like, they wanted to put me on their food stamps and like all this stuff, claiming me as a dependent on their
Put me on
income tax.
Comcast. Oh my gosh. Comcast
So like,
payroll.
I definitely had to pay my portion. So I think that at the age of 28, you're not even a dependent anymore. You just need to get it together. You need to definitely be paying rent.
Exactly.
My kids not gonna be in my house at 28, Lord's will.
Lord's will.
You should be trying to start your family.
Right. Something should be happening. Something should be popping off. Listen, if you're 28, you're a 28-year-old, tap me in. Oh, is that G? I don't know. You just message us. Yeah, to message us. Yeah, so at 28 years old, she gotta log on to the StreamYard.
Go ahead.
Okay, I forgot what I was saying. Okay, and then we're also gonna go to this other article that just talks about just more information on living with your parents. Oh wait, is it up there? Yeah.
Do we have the StreamYard link? Do we send that to you real quick? That's what Phil just asked in the group chat.
Go ahead, Janice.
Okay, so yes, let's talk about the article.
Can you send that?
Yeah, so
Please excuse us. I'm sorry.
yeah, please excuse us. But okay, so living with your parents is the best way to go, y'all. Especially those in college. College is it's up there in price now, and not a lot of people are getting financial aid. So living with your parents is definitely going to help you in the long term as going to college or things of that nature. Okay, so go down a little bit for me tonight. Keep going. Okay, so
Hold on, I have the link.
okay, so this is just pretty much talking about, in fact, many cultures throughout the world think living with your parents is completely normal. As an adult in your 20s or 30s, there are advantages and disadvantages of moving back. It's important to know about both the pros and the cons before you make your decision. So you will save money, number one. You won't have to do all the housework. You should be doing a lot of the housework.
About to say.
You should be putting in that work.
If
like
you're not paying rent.
Like, and say you're a woman and you're living with your parents. If your mom is cooking dinner every single night, there's something going wrong there. There's something going wrong.
Absolutely. And cooking and then washing the dishes.
Right.
Nah.
Right. And cleaning the kitchen.
Yeah, you got it.
And cleaning your room.
You got life tweaked.
And
doing your laundry.
And you ain't folding it.
Man.
You can't be living
Probably
like
don't even know how to fold.
Right. Like a freeloader, living like a freeloader. Someone will cook a nice meal when you can't. So of course when you can't, I'm trying to scoot down here. Going way too far. Okay, so your parents can help with your kids. Hopefully you don't have kids while you're living with your parents, because that's really rough. Like, I've seen a lot of young women that have multiple kids and they're still living with their parents, and they put all the responsibility of their kids on their parents. Your parents should not raise your kids. That is your responsibility. Do not put that on your parents. How do you feel about that, Mark? Or Tabitha?
Thank you for that.
You said what now?
Yo, if you living with your parents and you got multiple kids, what's going on there? How you feel about that?
That doesn't work. Because you're going to be trying to parent your kids to correct the stuff that your parents did that traumatized you. And your parents going to be parenting your kids, trying to usurp authority over you. So it just doesn't work out. It doesn't make no sense.
Yeah, so that's just pretty much it for that. But don't take advantage of your parents. Like, if you're living with your parents, don't be up there like, oh, I'm going to just sit up here and sleep every day, every night. No, actually be having a goal in mind, having a purpose and a meaning toward living with your parents, okay?
And honestly, this is about to get sad. I wish I had some sad music to play while I bring this out. But there were moments when, I don't know, but there was moments when I was younger where I used to cry myself to sleep, y'all. Cry myself to sleep because I wanted to move home with my parents, but at this time, I couldn't move home with my parents because that was not an option for me. So
There's G.
I just want to throw that out there.
Okay, we have G in the building.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can y'all hear me? Yes,
Yes,
good.
Thank you for
Okay,
joining.
we in. All right, I'm gonna talk to you later.
So,
No.
so G, what do you think about that? You know, kids living with their parents.
I'm 21 and I live with my mom. I don't live off of my mom. So I think there's kind of that difference. Like my name is on the apartment. My name is on everything. I don't have nothing in my mom's name at all, but we still live together, but we like roommates.
Right.
Technically, kind of.
Right.
Because I pay bills and I've been paying bills now. I say if you're still living with your parents, take advantage of that because I don't like paying bills at all. I don't like paying bills. And so if I could still be living off of my mom at 21, I would be. But at 28, if I could do it at 21, there's no reason why you can't do it at 28. There's no excuse why you can't do it at 28 unless you have like some type of mental disorder going on. But if you are fully mental and you are capable of doing so, I'm gonna need you to do so. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and figure that out.
You should be able-bodied and able-minded to at least find a job to pay rent.
Right.
At least find a job, you
A lot
know.
of people don't even want to look for a job. That's the problem.
And that's why here at the Make a Culture Move podcast, we be trying to show you them job opportunities as well, y'all.
Yes.
I can say for sure UPS, FedEx, and Amazon is always hiring.
Every day at McDonald's.
Even if you're just a seasonal.
Okay, so we're gonna segue.
All right, so the topic that I have up to talk to y'all about is a little bit heavy, but to open it up, I think that we should start off with some comedic relief because, you know, serious stuff all the time isn't always good for our mental. I'm thinking about me personally because I know how I am, and so we're gonna get into this clip by Chris Tucker. And let's get into it.
He's super funny. So
okay, so we got to start this over.
Yes. Okay, there we go.
When nobody even kidnapped me. Kidnappers don't kidnap black kids. We're too much trouble. We ask too many questions. We be in the back seat asking questions. We don't be quiet. We be scared, but we want to know what's going on. Mr. Kidnapper? Mr. Kidnapper? Where we going? Mr. Kidnapper? Where we gonna eat?
Exactly. You got some chicken back here?
Mr. Kidnapper? Mr. Kidnapper? Can you put the radio on the black radio station?
1075, 1075.
Maybe a little baby face, earth, wind, and fire or something. Get a little scared, man. Kidnap this kid. Get the hell out, boy. Get the hell out of the car. Got me even more crazy. God damn. Do you realize your life is in danger, boy? Get out.
If a kidnapper has to tell you that, it's over.
You kidnapped me, man.
I don't even know how to get back home.
Man.
At least drop me off back home.
Well, I posted all that to say that human trafficking, we laugh sometimes, but this is a really serious topic. And it's something that I wanted to touch on because recently there was a black male that has been sentenced to 304 years for human trafficking. And he was trafficking young girls, little girls, kids that are minors, you know what I'm saying, under the age, I think, of 14 and 12. So, like, these were babies, basically, that he was taking advantage of. But yes, G, you got anything to say about that video, girl?
You know, we as Black people, we joke about a lot because it's a part of our culture to, you know, make a laugh out of it. You know, because we go through so much serious stuff all the time. It's like a second language for us. But, you know, human trafficking is real, and I don't think the world around us recognizes it as much as it should be recognized. You know, like,
hide your kids, hide your wife,
hide your kids, hide your wife.
Everybody out here.
Like children's post that's going around. Like, I mean, it's real. Like, so many children go missing. So many Black women go missing. Black men go missing. I mean, like, you know, and they're not just going, they're going missing. So they're not dead. Their bodies are not being found. So they're being human trafficked, sex trafficked, organs are being harvested. Like, it's so much that goes on with when someone goes missing. And I think people care about it for a split second, and then a new face appears and we forget about the old faces that are still missing. Like, these people have not been found yet, and yet because new people are coming up missing, it's like the old people are being forgotten about. And I personally think that all of the trafficking, drug trafficking, sex trafficking, human trafficking, all of it, my conspiracy theory about it is that it is all political and the government is in charge of all of it, because there are cases and times where, you know, there's warehouses full of women and children, and by the time the feds get to it, it's cleared out and gone.
That was recent. And it's crazy because you said something that was really heavy. You said that we only care about it in a moment in time. We care about it when it's a trending topic or it's a hashtag, but we don't really, the long term, we don't see the long term. We're thinking about the short term, you know, how we're going to look in the public eye, but we never really think about the, like, what's actually going on. And when it actually happens to somebody in your family or somebody that you know, it becomes a little bit more real. And that's what I think that us as a people, we got to start seeing, like, the body counts of people coming up missing as people that, you know, we
gotta take each one personal. If we're not taking it all personal, it's never gonna change. We have to take every single case that happens personal, as if it is somebody that we know. And I think it's hard because your heart has to be big enough to endure all of that, and most people don't have a big enough heart to do that. But I feel like, you know, something that we have to do is just humble ourselves, because what if it was you? Right. How would you want the world to handle your case in your situation? Like, what if let's not say what if it was somebody we care about, but what if it was you? What if you were the person that is going through what those people go through? Like, I mean, they get tortured, they get beaten, like, so much happens, they get starved.
We see vans everywhere. Those empty vans, them big.
Oh my gosh, everywhere.
And then it could be a snap second where they just grab you, snatch you up, and put you in the back of that
van.
And
it could be a split second. And like, you know, I carry mace and a pocket knife everywhere I go. And you know, I walk my dog early in the morning, late at night sometimes, because, you know, I'm technically not supposed to have a Rottweiler in my apartments. So I have to walk him in the hours that my office is not open, and that be dark hours. So, you know, I'm like, and I live now, I'm from the city. I'm a city girl, and y'all, I for real live like in the woods now. Like, it's woods everywhere I go. And like, just the other day I was walking, and we was walking in a path, and a snake was just in the road, and I'm like, this is not my life. This is not what I'm used to. I don't do this. But it's so much that I be thinking, like, anything can jump out of here. anything can jump out of here. Like if an animal is big enough, like I just seen some deer tracks the other day, and deer is pretty big. So if like a deer can fit through these spaces that I'm seeing, a human can too. And they say I live in meth capital. So I walk around literally, like when I walk my dog, I have my knife open and I be ready. Like you can jump out at me if you want to, because I'm gonna stab you, and then me and my dog gonna run. Because even though I have a Rottweiler, I be scared sometimes. I don't know if he's a baby. He's so sweet and soft, and so sometimes I be wondering, like, is he gonna attack? And sometimes I'm like, I don't know if he will. Like he might be scared and run too. So I be having my knife and my mace. Like I'm ready, but it's so people don't realize that. Like you have to be aware of your surroundings. And one thing I was taught is if you're by yourself somewhere and you're walking, if it's late at night, and crazy people usually avoid crazy people. So if you're walking by yourself, and I do this, I'm a testimony. I do this. I will be walking and I'll just start talking to myself, loud, crazy. I'll be doing hand emotions and I don't know if it works or not, but usually people stay away from crazy people. Like if you're walking down the street and you see somebody talking to themselves and being crazy, you're gonna walk on the opposite side from them. You're not gonna walk on the same side as them. And my grandpa, he has schizophrenia, multiple personality disorders, and his mental health issues. And so, my whole life I've been around an actual crazy person, and I've witnessed some of his crazy ways. And so I kind of just take all of that in. And when I'm by myself, I talk to myself. If y'all have me on Facebook, y'all know I really do talk to myself. I have 2 Facebook pages, and on one Facebook page, I'll post something, and from the other Facebook page, I'll go back and comment on it. And I really do
But girl, we need to get into this article real quick so we have a little bit more context about what we're talking about this man that got sentenced 300 years for human trafficking.
Ooh. Okay. Colorado man sentenced to 300 plus years for human trafficking. Ooh. That's the time right there. That's life plus some.
3 lives.
That's 3 lives. The black man only lives about 60 years, so that's a couple of you know what I'm saying? Woo! So yeah, this is a black man. This is a brother
doing this to people that look like him 9 times out of 10.
It's crazy.
I know people to this day, or I know of people to this day still looking for their children.
Right.
So,
that's horrible.
Exactly.
But yeah, so the part of this article that I'm gonna get into is this part because we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. But it says, at 304 years, human trafficking and forgery ringleader Concy Price will spend the rest of his life and then some in prison. Douglas County District Court Judge Teresa Salade announced the sentence during a hearing October 8th, 10 months after Price was found guilty on 13 counts, including human trafficking, for sexual servitude and criminal attempt to commit pimping of a child.
Damn.
Hold up. There's more. During his trial, 3 of his victims recounted their nightmarish ordeal at his hands, into having sex with strangers for money that they then had to turn over to Price. The customers were found through ads that Price and his accomplices would place online, ads that offered up women and girls for sex. Concy promised to take care of me, one of his victims said in a statement she read at the sentencing. At first, he paid me for my drug habit and food and let me stay for free, but nothing is free. He threatened to kill my sister if I didn't work for him. That is when he turned me out. Woo, she got turned out. He kept pushing me to sleep with more and more men, up to 8 a day. I couldn't even use the bathroom without someone watching me. Once I didn't eat for 3 days.
Woo, that's horrible. Now that's a hard life right there.
I hate to see a black man locked up, man, but when you're doing stuff like this, it's hard to make a case for you or anybody that looks like you. Cause man, that's heartbreaking, bro. Like I had to tune in my selective hearing to tune some of that out. Because that's just, and for someone that grew up around a lot of female cousins, sisters, people that I consider like close family that are female, like man, that's just, it's heartbreaking. Like I've said this before, but one of the realest things I've ever heard was a girl tell me that the one thing she would do if she was a guy was go out past midnight on a walk or a run. And that's something I take for granted. But like she's like she has to worry about being kidnapped, raped, and some more stuff. And it's not even something that I think about anymore. And that's just
but don't sleep. Crazy. Don't sleep because boys are getting human trafficked as well. So and the crazy thing about it is they don't regard the young at all. So just because you may feel like you're older, you're 20 years old. So you may feel like, okay, so I'm a grown man. Ain't nobody going to try to snatch me up and traffic me. But that's not often the case. It's easier to do it to young children, as we've seen with this article. But the thing is, what a lot of these people do is they take you, they get you addicted to drugs, they put you in a dark room, and because you're dependent on drugs, that's when they start to break you down mentally. And then they start to, do what he did to this young woman, which is pimp her out. 8 men a day.
Woo. Man, that was heartbreaking.
8 men a day.
Yeah, choked a little bit. Girl, now my spit. I'm good.
Parents, though, man, please do not be your kids. I don't really know what else to say. I know it's not,
Exactly. And also, like, a lot of these issues be happening to young girls that are runaways. So please, like, I understand that the situation at home is not good, but you need to
be worse.
Yeah, you can reach out to the correct. You have a 50% chance that you'll end up in the right foster home. So you probably take a bet better with that than messing with some random dude out on the street who might pimp you out.
Bro,
and then you
got a roof over your head. Right. Like, there's worse scenarios.
Man, being somebody that was in foster care, I definitely could speak to that because it's crazy because my cousin Aaliyah, she would leave home, right? And she would be one of those people on the side of the road putting her thumb out to get picked up by truck drivers. And I don't know, like a hitchhiker type of thing. So she was like real young, but it also comes into like the trauma that she was also experiencing in foster care because my aunt and them, they were like foster parents, but there was a lot of abuse happening within the household. So of course you want to escape because anything that's out there that you put yourself subject to, you feel like is way better than, people that supposedly care about you, and society is telling you that there's something wrong with you instead of there actually being something wrong with the people that are supposed to have your best interest at heart, but are actually taking advantage of you and your innocence and you being so freaking so vulnerable. They take advantage of you. A lot of these foster parents, and this is the thing, like I'm getting angry, I'm gonna calm down, but a lot of these foster parents, they attend the classes and stuff, knowing damn well that they're a freaking pedophile. And that's the thing, like a lot of these young girls, we are quick to point the finger, like, not to say you did this, but it's easy to be like, you got a roof over your head, they're feeding you, they're clothing you, they're doing X, Y, and Z, but the abuse that's happening under that roof is not being recognized, and it's not even being recognized by the caseworker.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. I'm just saying, from my perspective, I went to 2 foster care homes, and they were awesome, y'all. I had a good foster mom, especially the second time. The first time I was so young, I don't really remember it. But the second foster mom, she was really good. So there's a 50% chance that you're going to get a good foster parent. So just try not to run away or stay with a family member. Stay with somebody that's not going to abuse you. Stay with a friend that's not going to abuse you. Just try not to get pimped out.
And to kind of bring it in, to kind of bring the seriousness behind it, I have a skit that I found on YouTube of what basically happens or what happens to people when they get abducted. And again, viewer discretion is advised because this is rough and it's hard to watch. It was hard for me to watch. So yes. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you all so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about with this trafficking skit. Okay, according to the Department of State Statistics from 2000, there are approximately 244,000 American children and youth that are at risk for sex trafficking each year. 72% female victims being trafficked for sexual exploitation. All right.
Yo, open the door. It's cold out here. What? Open the door. It's cold. All right. Say go open the door. Gary, you want anything to drink? I'll take some water. All right. Hey, bro. Hey, how you been? Some ice? Want some ice? Yeah, no, hot. Want something to drink? So what's up with you? What's his name? Jerome. He's too much for me. I just can't even do it anymore. He's too needy. I don't like needy niggas. Period. I can't. I'm in a needy. Nope. That nigga need his mom. Period. But yeah, girl. Like you just don't even know. I'm really thinking about, being done with him for real.
Yeah, I would text somebody like, "Ma, I ain't feeling good. I'm over such and such house."
Yo, you good? I don't know. I'm about to lay down.
Yeah, you can't trust everybody. Not everybody's your friend.
Yo, you sure you good?
Watch the company.
No, not the thing with the hoodie on.
Yes, sir?
Yeah.
What?
No.
Now it gets even weirder. Damn.
She probably just went over there to have a cool time, just chill with her.
And no.
Yeah. I got the girl.
Is she nice, man? We wasting my time.
Yeah.
I can get a spot in the house.
That day later that day. Oh, I thought it was nighttime anyway, but later that night.
This is crazy.
What's here?
Trunk?
And they're young.
16?
16.
Acting up. How I'm supposed to get paid for that? You better show me that. I'm supposed to get money for that. Hey, you can't be hitting them, man. Next time, don't touch him. Just call me as soon as you get him.
Them.
All right, wire me my money. All right, I got you.
Hi, Rachel.
First, I read impressed more that this is like $1 billion industry.
It is $1 billion industry. And it goes back to what G was saying, like the government, there's no way that the government's not in on this. If they want to find someone just like they found Osama bin Laden,
Chapo, all types of people, they crash down on drugs. So not to interrupt you, I apologize.
No, go ahead.
But this shit bothered me. But they crash down on drugs so hard that they traveled across the border. They can't even handle what's going in within their own lines.
Listen, they trafficking. The government is trafficking so many different people. Like I just that's all I have to say.
I mean, just think about it. The government is behind everything, like machine guns and war artillery. That shit don't come from civilians. They don't have access to that. You have to get that from government levels. People who have access to that. Regular civilians do not just have access to warehouses to hold thousands of people. Unknown, undetected. Like, I mean, the government, who brought drugs into the United States? The government. So it's like the government, it boils down to who are we voting to run our country? And we vote in the presidency, but the president really don't do much. Are y'all voting for your senators, your councilmen, your mayors, your governors? It's those people.
Yeah,
it's them.
I don't vote, but that's a whole nother thing. But I will say one thing: this country is the godfather of the whole industry, and I'm gonna say that because there's nothing gets in and out of these borders without the authorization of the government. A lot of times what happens is when girls are trafficked from China and stuff like that, they come here. They work at your nail shops and things like that, your massage parlors and things like that, giving people happy endings, so on and so forth. So I think that, we just need to have a higher level of accountability, and not only for the government, but, we allow these things to happen. If somebody tells you that they're being trafficked, a lot of times, we do report the incident, but we don't report it to the right people. We report it to the same people that have them in captivity. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that's not really helping them, because at the end of the day, they're gonna take them. They're gonna take them from those people. Like, how they do drug busts and things like that. What happens to those drugs? The government gets them, and then they end up right back in the Black community. So I think that that's something that we also need to think about. To segue though, unless you had anything you want to say.
Not nothing that we've already said. I mean, at this point, I was just gonna go because you just mentioned how like they'll pop up on a drug bust, but like there's plenty of warehouses that are housing people, and like you could tell like it's something crooked going on. Like what G was saying, like there's no way you can just move X amount of people, and then, and this is crazy to me. But yes, we can
just be safe. Be safe. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't trust everybody you meet. Don't go to everybody's house who you meet. Don't get in a stranger's car. Like, just be safe, because you really don't know who is out there willing to traffic you.
Right, because she thought that girl was her friend. She thought that girl were cool. Absolutely.
Exactly.
That really happens.
My daughter's not going outside with nobody that I don't know. She's definitely not going outside late at night. Hell to the non.
That really happens, y'all.
It really happens.
But yes, Mari, what you got for us today?
Yes, so y'all know I like to bring y'all trending news, things of that nature. Usually I like to come with something, a little fun and more energetic, but I only got 2 negatives for y'all today, unfortunately. But the first one is 2 Hispanic women may have had, and they say may, but, I'll let y'all decide what really happened. May have had non-consensual surgery in ICE detention.
Yep.
You talking about the hysterectomies, huh?
Man.
Yes.
So if we could just pull up that article. I'll be reading it from my phone.
Okay.
Scroll it down just a little bit to Mexico said. Right there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Mexico said it has identified 2 migrant women who have undergone surgery without their consent while being detained by U.S. immigration authorities. I'm gonna scroll down to where it says the ministry said authorities. Yes, indeed. So the ministry said authorities interviewed a Mexican woman at the detention center in September who alleges she underwent a gynecological procedure without her consent and was not given operative care. The ministry statement said the procedure was not a hysterectomy, but offered no further detail. The woman said she was also not treated for a hernia condition, according to the man. So how do y'all feel about this? I know we don't pay, or we definitely mentioned, like, ICE and things of that nature, but, we definitely got to, there are people too, Hispanics and Mexicans, we got to stick together in this. But yeah, how y'all feel about stuff like that?
Ooh, I've actually heard about stories. They be doing most of the time they're doing hysterectomy so they don't have kids anymore. And it's just like at the end of the day, and these people don't speak English, so they're like, yeah, we're about to do this surgery, but in a completely different language than them. So they're thinking that you're about to, just do a quick operation or do something else, and you do something completely different. Now I can't have kids for the rest of my life. It really angers me at the end of the day. But the government's been trying to sterilize, and not only the government, but Blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans have always been people have always been trying to sterilize us and try to stop us from having kids, stop us from reproducing. So that's always been an issue. You know what I'm saying?
Keeping their production.
Right, yeah. And they're saying that, we're taking over America, that the white race is going out, all that stuff is, well, they women can't have kids, but that's a whole nother issue. But yeah. The same race.
I'm just gonna say we don't die, we multiply, and that's the thing. Like, they're trying to get us to, if they're not killing us in the street, they kill us in the womb. So it's like, kill the child so you don't have to deal with the man, kind of what we got into in our last podcast. So I think that as a people, y'all, we have to start defending our brothers, our brown brothers and sisters, because at the end of the day, we're brown, we're not black. Black is a color. Black is a color, and if black is a color, my shirt is black. My skin is not black. I am brown. We're both brown. I'm brown, and I'm down for people that are brown like me, that are going under the same oppression by the hands of the same people that have been oppressing us for 400 years when we got here on them damn slave ships, and are oppressing us till this day.
What you think?
I was angry. I was about to snap, but I had to calm
Snap it
down.
back in.
Snap.
Way back. I'm just gonna say, I feel very deeply for the immigrants who are going through all of what the U.S. immigration system puts them through. It's not right. It's not fair. I couldn't even imagine. And because they don't speak English, it's like, it's that much worse for them. It's that much worse for them because not only do they not speak it, but half the time they have a hard time comprehending it as well. So it's like they don't even know what they're being told. They don't even know. So they're in a lose-lose situation, and I
don't imagine. I speak a little bit of Spanish, like enough to get around, you know what I'm saying? And if somebody's like, hermana, ¿cómo estás? Blah, 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 blah. And then, like, out of nowhere, they're like, do you want to go here, here, and here? quieres ir a whatever. And then I end up going there. And then, so to come to find out, they take me to the ICE detention center. And I'm like, I speak English. Hold up. And then, but I'm in there and I'm noticing like my brothers and sisters are getting taken and they're getting surgery done on them. And like, at the end of the day, am I going to make it out the ICE detention center because I speak English? And I know what's going on, and there's people I could tell what's going on. Because a lot of times what happens is there's people that are actual citizens, but because of you know, that what do you call it, stereotype of most Mexicans not being citizens, they get taken into these places, and so that they don't really tell their story, they keep them in the detention center.
Yes, indeed. And this is just 2 cases that have been brought to the light. It's crazy to even imagine the ones that we haven't heard of or don't get spoken about. But yes, very sad. But as we segue, we have the DEA and their racist claims. It's just crazy.
Not the
we got
DEA.
people trying to.
What does DEA stand for? Do you know?
Yes, I have. So, the Drug Enforcement Administrations.
DEA recruit.
You feel me? So this is the person who's supposed to be training their, I guess not necessarily soldiers, but their officers. And I mean, I'm just tell y'all what, it's crazy. So at the Drug Enforcement Administration's DEA Training Academy in Virginia last year, an instructor on the firing range called out a name that was shared by trainees, one black and one white. When both responded, the white instructor clarified, "I meant the monkey." That behavior, as alleged in an internal complaint, didn't stop there. The instructor also was accused of going on the loudspeaker in the tower of the outdoor firing range to taunt black trainees by making monkey noises. This is ridiculous. It seemed like even when you got black people trying to do the right things and, you know, get into police force, academies, stuff like that, like we still get called monkeys. And like the monkey noises is, I know, I don't know, I have a short fuse, you feel me? So it's like, if I'm trying to work under you and work for like my people, my country, and then you disrespecting me by making monkey noises and such, like, man, like that gonna rub me the wrong way every time.
Okay. Yes, like I'm telling you, but this is 2020. Like, this is America. This is what we're dealing with in America.
This is America.
Like, I don't want people to be like confused of where we're at. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an ongoing issue. It's not an isolated issue. So just realize where you're at. Don't be like, oh, I'm so confused. Why they keep killing us? Why they keep calling us monkeys? Why are they acting like they don't love us? Because they don't love you. That's all I gotta say.
It's crazy that we look for the people that have been oppressing us for hundreds of years to actually, you know, save us from oppression. Help me help you, save me from you. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That logic, that understanding that we have as a people, we're disinformed. We're not citizens of the United States. We're citizens of the United States. We'll never be citizens of the United States. We're still.
If you don't mind.
Let's see. Let's get into it.
A denizen is someone who resides in a place.
Okay.
Not holding citizenship or any.
Okay, I can't even think of how to spell it right now. Girl, I can't even think right now. I'm distracted.
We don't get it together. Okay, here we go.
I'm distracted. I'm distracted.
Yeah.
So a citizen is an inhabitant or occupant of a particular place. We're just an inhabitant.
A foreigner allows certain rights in the adopted country.
Bam. So. Bam. And a citizen in particular is somebody that actually has rights.
All the rights.
A legally recognized subject or national of a state or commonwealth, either native or naturalized.
Are you? Let me ask y'all, black people, real quick. Are y'all recognized when y'all say Black Lives Matter out in the street? Say her name. Are people not getting killed?
Say her name. Say her name.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no one is around
I don't think y'all are being recognized. So let's just go over a brief overview. We got to be done. We got to wrap it up, y'all. So today we talked about the opportunity of living with your parents. It's something to think about. You know what I'm saying? Not live off of them, but roommate situation like G pointed out. Hold
up. Can I say something real quick about that? If you're living with your parent as a roommate, can you bring boys over? Absolutely not. Can you bring girls over? Absolutely.
That's gonna be up to you.
You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna be up to you and your
mom's
parents.
gonna be like, "What the hell is
right? Because I have whoever I want over.
No, but listen. I wouldn't want to hear my mom bumping and grinding in the next room. No.
So that's a little different because I have people over, but I wouldn't even feel comfortable doing nothing like that with a parent in the home, whether I'm in their home, my home. If my parent is there, if my parent is there, that's not going to happen anyways. I think that's just a respect about yourself. And
but I just gotta throw that out there
because some people don't respect their parents. G, you know what I'm saying? Some people.
I mean, and I guess yeah.
She said, yeah. Tabitha talked about sex trafficking, the predator who got 304 years.
Yeah, 304 years.
304 years for trafficking little kids. And then we also talked about, the DEA being racist, and then 2 Hispanic women getting surgery that they did not authorize on their bodies. They harvesting our organs and harvesting our bodies. Y'all
harvesting our bodies, harvesting our organs. Got them real big mad.
Hey, because they're boring. And their body parts boring as well. Okay, so I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Not their body parts.
I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you, G, for coming on with us.
Thank you, G.
Have a wonderful day, y'all. This is Make a Culture Move.